if he only knew. Okay. When you pull up to a red light, all right, you're going down the road, and you pull up to a red light. Well, yes.
Run through it if you're too close.
I guess that too, because you ain't going to stop on a dime. Actually, y'all are right. I wasn't going to say this, but here's a concept. If you drive as though you have no brakes, and you have to time everything. I knew a guy who tried to drive all the way to Birmingham without using his arms. Interesting challenge right there. He just did the leg thing, you know. But essentially, if you drive your truck as though you have no brakes, and you have to rely on resistance, whatever, that, for a truck driving, that's a pretty good, I guess, rule of thumb of how to drive. But going back to the question. All right, you're going down the road, 2,200 RPMs, 2,500 RPMs, and you pull up to a light. Do you keep your foot in the pedal?
No.
Is your engine? What does your engine do? What does it idle down to RPM wise?
I don't know. I ain't looking at my truck. A normal truck will idle down to about 800.
Yeah, that even seems high. My car goes down to about 500, and a diesel will probably be a little bit less. But here's the point I'm trying to make. I see people get out, they're on a skid steer, doing work. You get out of the skid steer and leave the skid steer going, and all you're doing is you're burning up fuel and making it really loud. So just try to make it a habit. It's sort of a pet peeve of mine, but I think makes some sense. Just idle it down. It's a good thing to do. What do you do to the pins of your skid steer?
Everything.
Oil them. Oil those. Put oil all over those pins. Otherwise, we give Sam extra work. What do you do with broken tools?
Take it next to the shop.
Bring them back. That's right. We collect that money so we can give it out later in bonuses. Okay, this is you're over at Hobby today, right? Okay, this is really, really critical. When I see people trench, this is ours, maybe a review, when people try to trench like this kind of speed, you've got to let the trencher do the work. You're going to be going backwards at about a rate like this. You want to make sure that your trencher blade is probably about 6 to 8 inches or so below grade. If you do your job right, you're not going to have to be cleaning out those trenches. If you do your job right, there is no trench cleaning. Okay? The next thing, true or false? The way we put out pipe is we grab a stick of pipe and we walk and we put it down. We walk back. We grab another stick of pipe, we walk and we put it down. What is our proper procedure for putting out pipe?
Grab the whole line.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay? True or false? We put in 3 zones at a time.
We try.
Okay. False.
You put a zone at a time?
A zone at a time.
You run a zone at a time, but when we're laying pipe in the ground, if we already got where they're going, we're running all the zones at once.
Okay. I do not recommend doing that. Do 1 zone at a time. The reason why is if you ever get your pipe crossed, it's a bad day. Because you have no idea where that pipe is crossed. Once you cover it up, it's a bad day. Been there and done that. Lay out 1 zone, put your 90s and T's or whatever in your flex pipe on it, get it done. Lay out your 2nd zone, get it done. That keeps you from crossing pipes, and that way you don't have a spray zone going off and a turf zone going off at the same time. That will really, really help you out a lot. How many people does it take to glue pipe together? 1. What I do not want to see is 2 people and one guy holding the pipe and the other guy is gluing the pipe. No good. All right. What's stronger, your biceps or your body weight?
Repeat that.
What can lift more, your biceps or which produces more force? Depends on how much you've been working out. There's a good answer. Now, but seriously, what produces more force? Your biceps? Your body weight, absolutely. So here's something that I see a lot of times where people make their life a little difficult. They have a shovel and they're doing this with it. if you can take a shovel and stick it in the ground and stand on it and have your body weight on it, you can do a really good job of digging with very, very little effort. Wiggle that shovel around, the blade will go in the ground, and then you can get up a big old clod of soil. It's less effort and it takes less time generally.
I don't know how them guys do it, because I ain't never seen none of them step on a shovel.
I've tried to train that into them, and they don't get it. I think the only way that we'll change their thinking on it is if you stand next to them digging a hole, and you beat them with less. Yeah, with less effort. So, let me see. If you ever break a slat or a piece of concrete, don't throw it away. A lot of times we can glue it back and the customer never knows. And that's it for today.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So,